Dear Santa, for this Christmas I only have one wish. Please make the developers of Where Winds Meet release the Tang Dao early. Actually 2 wishes. Please tell them to remove the dual blades in the DPS fan from the... Where Winds Meet released 2 weeks ago and I literally can't stop playing the game. But as some of you might already know, China had access to the game in December 2024 already, so 1 year ago. So technically they are 1 year ahead of us. And that means that they already had big updates for the game, which comes with a lot of new content, new maps, new weapons and martial art styles, new gameplay features, new game modes, and all of that in just 9 to 12 months, which is crazy. The update schedule for this game is insane. They are working relentlessly. And we are getting all of that. So in today's video, we are taking a look at some of the upcoming features that we are about to get. Keep in mind, this is just a sneak peek because if I would make a video covering everything, that video would be 10 hours long. Trust me, they have added undescribable amounts of content. So I can't feature all of that. But I'm going to give you a glimpse of what you can expect. Because one of my viewers who is from China was kind enough to provide me with some material of the Chinese version, and we are going to take a look at that. And if you like what I'm doing and you want to support me, consider maybe leaving a like and also a sub to the channel. I have a lot of viewers that haven't subbed already, and I'm almost at 10K, which was my life goal. So if you want to support me, thank you so much. Just a quick note, I'm very sorry, some of the footage that I'm going to show you has low quality. I tried to get better footage, but it was hard. So sorry for that. Right, let's start with the most obvious thing, new regions and new storylines. So I've just recently seen a screenshot of the map in China, and if you compare it to our map, well, it's a huge difference. The next big update will give us the new region called Hexi, which is combining a desert region, a snow-capped mountain region, and a grassland region. The desert area will be the first one, and it is called Yumengguan. Excuse me if I make mistakes at the pronunciation of the names, I'm trying. This is a beautiful desert map which really looks amazing both at day and at night. And I usually don't like desert maps, but that one looks amazing. And this region also comes with a new traversal method, which is this kind of sand sliding. And I've seen some people say that this is going to be a paid mount and it will cost absurd amounts of money. No, absolutely not. This method unlocks right at the beginning of the region and it is unlocked for everyone. It is not a paid gameplay element. It is a feature that can be used from everyone. And I mean, just look at it. It looks so cool. And the whole desert area, it kind of has this fantasy style, but I love it. Specifically with the art style of Where Winds Meet and the graphical quality, it is breathtaking. The next area is going to be the snow area called Liangzhou, which contains snow-capped mountains and even flying islands and also cities built on wine glasses. And I mean, it's also really beautiful. And I mean, if you walk around this area, you even leave trails in the snow, which is just crazy if you keep in mind that this is a free game. And it's such a huge contrast to the desert area, but both look amazing. And after seeing these 2 regions, I can definitely tell that the game is heading more towards a fantasy direction, and I can't wait to see what this means for both the story of the game and also the gameplay elements. However, if I understood correctly, the snow area is supposed to be a dream of our character. I'm not sure, not 100% certain. We will see about that. I am not mad if the game goes more into a fantasy direction. That's fine for me. And looking at the last chapter of the Kaifeng region from our version, I think it's definitely realistic that we will get a lot of fantasy stuff. And it also seems that you can use the fast travel method from the desert area also in the snow area, but instead of following a certain trail, you can move freely around on the water or ice surface. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it looks like a lot of fun actually. And it seems you can even turn into wind, so you can move with the wind. That looks cool as well. And also, let me just point that out. Please look at that snowy grass animation. I know the video quality is not great, but imagine this in 4K. Like, this is just a bad recording, but imagine seeing this in 4K. Huge AAA publishers like EA and Ubisoft should definitely cry in the corner right now. Next up, we have the grass area called Qinshuan, which are huge plains of grass. As I just said, we love grass. And it also looks absolutely amazing, but a bit empty. If I'm fully honest, it looks a bit empty though, but I hope there's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, we know the team behind the game. I think they found ways to make this area full of stuff to explore, but it is definitely huge. And one of the key new features of this region is that you can change it to all 4 seasons at any time. So you can just go to autumn or winter season and the whole area will look different. So if you found a nice spot to make a screenshot, you can just change to any of the 4 seasons and you will have a different look and feel to the map. And that is so good. So good. I wish this was available in all regions, but still, it's so good. And recently they opened a new area, which is mountains and canyons, and it's called Buyanshan. And as I just said, it is a lot of mountains, a lot of canyons, bridges between them. And I think it's probably like really cool to use the flying ability to soar through the canyons between the mountains. And this looks like a very, very beautiful area, specifically when it comes to the building function in the game. As you know, you can build everywhere and how much you want. And I can imagine building a very, very cool like castle on top of a mountain or on the cliff. And Buyanshan also comes with a new feature where you can build roller coasters with your friends. You can freely build roller coasters with your friends and then you can ride them. You can build roller coasters with your friends and you can ride them. Of course, each of these new regions come with new main story segments and new side quest segments. So the main story will be continued with each new region. So don't worry if you just finished the K-Fang story. It is just the beginning. And after finishing the K-Fang story, I can tell you I am craving for more. I had goosebumps yesterday. And just the thought that this was the beginning and we are going to get 10 times the amount of story or even more is... Now, next up, of course, we also get new bosses. And I was told that they put a lot of work into improving their bosses and the quality of their bosses in the future. And I even thought the quality was already peak, but it seems that the current bosses have issues with hitboxes and some precision. So they have increased the quality 10 times. That's what people say. In terms of parry precision, in terms of hit feedback, mechanics, hitboxes, and overall Chinese players say that they have made huge improvements. And I mean, look at how cool this lion boss looks. I mean, hello? Am I the only one who can't believe what I'm just seeing right now? This game is free to play, with 0 pay to win. What is happening? And can we talk about this other boss? Like, I don't know, Snake Lady with dual blades? I mean, look at it. Look at these 2 bosses and tell me that the game is free to play with 0 pay to win. I can't. I don't even know what I can't. I just can't. So the Hexi region without the canyon, just the desert, snow and grassland region have a total of 11 new bosses. And the new region also came with new bosses again, so they are frequently adding new stuff. And it also seems that some of the new enemies introduced a new parry mechanic. So just like in Expedition 33, if you think that you learned all the mechanics in the game, they are just adding more. Like, you managed to master the parry mechanics? Well, here's a new one. Next up, we also get a lot of new game modes, both single player and multiplayer. They are increasing the amount of game modes. I mean, just to make an example, right now we have 2 PvP modes in our version, if we ignore Guild Wars and Bounty Hunting, and China has 8 different queuable PvP modes, each with different team sizes and ranked and unranked, just to make an example of how much more content we are about to get. This is just PvP. The same goes for PvE, the same goes for events. They are adding hundreds of new events, like a Mario Kart type of event where you have to collect poop and much more, which ultimately means there will always be new stuff to do. Maybe you will have a few weeks where you finished everything and you don't have stuff to do, but I mean, that's a good time to just step away, take a break and come back a few weeks later with tons of new content. But let me make an example of new game modes. For example, in the Yumengguan region, there is a game mode that can be played solo or with friends online. And in this game mode, basically, you are taking shelter while there is a sandstorm, and everyone's avatar, name and appearance is going to be anonymous. Occasionally it will knock at your shelter, and through communication and observation, players need to determine whether they want to let this person in that just knocked or not, because it can be a good person, but it can also be a bad person. Of course, there will also be new mini games, for example, this kind of drinking competition against NPCs or your friends, or one of many new PvP game modes, like for example this 1v1v1 anonymous deathmatch type of PvP mode in a desert area. And if you are having issues with traditional Chinese board games, they are also adding more Western card games and board games, such as poker, for example. The Chinese viewer told me that specifically when it comes to board and card games, the team behind Where Winds Meet seems to frequently add new stuff. So it seems that the devs really like these features and will add more. Beyond all of that, they also had limited time game modes frequently. So I don't have recordings of those because they were just available for a certain amount of time. For example, a Tomb Raider kind of mode, or a tower defense mode. And some of these game modes are confirmed to return permanently. And I guess that they seem to run a system like Riot, where they occasionally try new game modes for a limited time and see how the community receives it and how they like it. And if people love it, it will be added permanently to the game later as an upgraded version. And I think that's great. I don't need 5 million game modes, but if they just try new game modes frequently and those that are really cool will be added permanently, why not? Yes, hell yes. And of course, we are also getting tons of new cosmetics. It's impossible to show them all, but just to make an example, they just recently added a new fan cosmetic, which is literally a water fan with fishes swimming inside. It just looks so cool. Or these dual blades, for example, that just recently released. So if you don't like the current cosmetics, maybe just save your money and get something else later. Next up, let's talk about martial arts in the game, because that is what most people probably are looking forward to. And the weapon that we are going to get that I can't wait for is the hang blade called Tang Dao. This is a tank martial art style that is used aggressively. It has a lot of very cool and edgy moves. I'm not gonna lie, it just looks so literally like aura farming. And it also has a specific mechanic because you can use a strong counter after each parry. So it is a weapon that benefits from parrying and aggressive tank playstyles. And this is usually paired with a new Mo-Blade martial art style, which also is a tank martial art, and this style is about buffing yourself, and beyond that, about summoning phantom soldiers that fight alongside you. Next to that, we will also get a new rope dart martial art style with lots of AoE spins, and we also get a new umbrella style with charged attacks, AoE attacks, and phantom umbrellas that you can summon and teleport to. And beyond all of that, they just released the new fist weapon martial art style in China, and it looks insanely cool. And I know that many people asked for it, and it's a sign that the developers are listening to the feedback and what people want. So we probably have to wait a long time to get this weapon. But man, Chinese players love it, and it looks like something I would love to. So if you ask me, the Tang Dao and the fist weapon, peak. Absolute peak. Next up, let's talk about the sandbox of the game. Now, when it comes to the multiplayer sandbox, the new game modes will add to that. Also, they added building to the guild hub, so people already built some crazy stuff in the guild hub. And they also made some of the sects that are still locked in our version available to join, and some of them got a headquarter building, kind of. But besides that, they also added to the single player sandbox. We all know that the game has free building. You can already do that, and if you haven't done it, I recommend try it out. It's really cool. You can build wherever you want, whatever you want. And in the future, you are able to employ NPCs to work at your base and farm materials for you. But now, just a few days after the fist weapon release, they have dropped the next bomb. in the Chinese version. A feature to build your own working machineries and specifically vehicles, such as cars, ships, and even working planes, which is literally elevating the game to new sandbox levels. Honestly, something that no one expected. That came out of nowhere, but it's a positive surprise. And I can't wait to test the limits to see how big these machineries can get. Building a Boeing or Titanic, I don't know. Lastly, let's talk about the future of the game. According to the player counts, both in China and the global version, we can definitely expect years of content. And if we look at what they have just released in 12 months, 11 bosses, I think 4 new regions, which means 1 new region per quarter, about 3 new bosses per quarter, at least 1 or 2 new weapons per quarter. And that is just 1 year. We have years of content ahead. And specifically looking at the building function for vehicles, I'm asking myself, what is there that they can't do? I feel like they are so passionate about their project and keep adding new stuff that no one even expected. They also mentioned that they are putting more focus on the multiplayer and MMO aspects of the game. Keep in mind, this game was never meant to be a multiplayer game. They just added this later and realized that people love it. And now they are doubling down on that and adding more stuff to it. And the game is still free to play in China without any pay to win, completely zero pay to win. And I think this is a huge sign for the industry. And it might reshape the type of games that we are going to get in the future, which is great. Now, I know that some Western players are a bit mad about missing quality of life improvements that China already has and the release version doesn't have. I don't want to talk too much about that. I just want to make sure you understand that it's kind of hard to disconnect certain code changes from future versions to put them into earlier versions, because you might break either of them. So it's simply just far easier for them to say, okay, we have these quality of life improvements, but you will receive them with future updates, just like China did. So we are going to get the option to delete your character and make a new one or create multiple characters. We are going to get the player market where you can buy skins from other players. We are going to get the option to rebind the alt key or rebind your mystical arts, or the option to change your UI. All of that is coming and it's already done, and it will 100% be released globally, but they will release it in a future version just like China had it. It's the easiest way for them to do it. All right, but all of that aside, which of these features are you most looking forward to? Please let me know in the comment section below. I'm specifically curious about which of the regions you are looking most forward to and which of the new weapon martial arts you are looking forward to. Besides that, I just made a video about 10 advanced tips that you should definitely know if you advance further in the game. Some stuff that I found out myself, and specifically stuff that was not self-explanatory. Check out the video here. It's a good one. And if you don't have the time, thank you for watching this video. I see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.